Hello, Internet. My name is Joseph. I am joined by
Gregor?
and we are bringing you Netrunner games from the Ottawa Gatineau meta. This particular game is from the FDB Store Championship in Gatineau. On the left, we have Gregor.
That's me.
And on the right, we have Hany. Gregor playing, of course, Near Earth Hub, which was very popular at this tournament.
I just wanted to win.
And Hany playing Leela, and actually also a few Leelas at this tournament. I don't think we had a single Andromeda, which was pretty awesome. Still a lot of NEH though.
This was a strange tournament in that nobody was playing Andy and nobody was playing Kate.
No one was playing Kate?
Nobody. Well, there might have been one Kate. But either way, it was a very...
It was a lot of Anarch. Of course, this was shortly after Order and Chaos dropped. I think 1 week after?
Yeah. So we didn't see any Max yet either. I think
No,
a lot of people weren't
They were too
comfortable.
apprehensive. The idea of throwing away 2 of their cards every turn at that point. People are more comfortable now.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time, people were slow to adopt some of these more wild and crazy cards.
So I've taken my mandatory draw.
Yeah. Looks like you have an Architect in hand. You install a piece of ice. You will take 2 credits. So first click, Hany runs RD.
Pulls a breaking news.
Yeah, pulls the breaking news and makes Gregor, makes Near Earth Hub pull back the piece of ice on HQ.
And he siphons me. So
And he
that
siphons.
is not a good start for me. And Hany's got a pile of money and he clears those tags.
Yeah. So great start for Hany. Not a great start for you. So what will you do? You're sitting on 2 credits.
And feeling very sad, I can only imagine.
And feeling very sad. So, click 1, install a piece of ice. Click 2 and 3, take 2 credits. With those fancy Team Covenant tokens. Pretty fancy. Architect.
And I spend all my money to res that architect, so let's hope it's worth it.
Every time. All day, every day, I will go broke to install an architect. Cleverly not showing the camera any of those 5 cards and installing a card on R&D. And then you can install either from your hand or from archives. Nice thing here is if you install a new remote, you trigger your NEH ability and put a card in your hand.
I don't think I'm that good at counting cards. I probably would have remembered. And actually,
Except
I
you show Hany when in fact that card goes into your hand, and now Hany will access a daily business show.
Yeah. So, making some excellent moves here already. This is well into our day of Netrunner, so...
It's true, this was an 11-hour tournament. We must be 8 or so in at the time this video was shot, I believe.
And he pulls another agenda.
And pulls back that piece of ice.
Just awful. And he's going to run Archives for the last and see a Cyberdex. And notoriety.
And
Brutal.
notoriety. So Hany's already sitting on 4 points. Whereas poor Gregor here has a single piece of ice. Architect, that's nice. And no money at all. So tough decisions to be sure.
I think I'm
will you just take 3 credits? You probably just take 3 credits.
I take 2 credits and I
Install. Maybe that pop-up we saw.
Yep.
Yep. So Hany runs HQ and will access. He will roll the dice to determine which card. Quandary. Quandary is a card I've been seeing less and less of recently.
And he shuts down my Architect, which is just very sad for me.
Yeah. Sees a Jackson, and he trashes it. And that was clicks 1, 2, and 3. Or was that all 4?
I think that was all 4. So I install, I draw my card from NEH.
Put 3 money in marked accounts. And 1 click remaining. Another piece of ice on R&D.
That seems like a weird thing to do.
Yeah, a little bit. Hany knows you can't afford to res the Architect. Maybe it's a pop-up window? If it's a pop-up window, it's actually okay. If he runs once, you're up to 3 credits. He runs 2, then suddenly you can afford to res your Architect.
So he's going to bank job, take the money, I assume?
Yeah.
So that's click 1 and 2.
It occurs to me right now that emergency shutdown is really wonderful with Leela. Because this is the only way he can get rid of that architect.
It's the quandary I put down.
Ah, quandary.
And that'll keep him out. So I take my mandatory draw, get my money. And I'm still not in a great position here.
You're slowly clawing your way back, but certainly...
He's already at 4 points.
Yeah, 4 points to 0 points. And Hany is sitting on 13 money to 2. Is not a wonderful position to be in.
So I install a piece of ice and take a credit there. And he's put down a passport.
So that will negate the quandary.
Not great for me.
Nope. And Gregor can still not afford to Resident Architect. Hany sees a marked accounts, which he will not pay to trash. He will run HQ.
And we're arguing about clicks. And it's another pop-up, so that's good for me.
It's true. If only it happened the other way, you could have afforded to res your Architect.
And he's going to see something.
Yeah, he will roll his dice to determine what card. Number 3, an NAPD, which he will steal up to 6 points.
Brutal.
So 6 points to 0. This is not... And there goes the Architect. Leela is too good.
Yep, so not looking like I'm having a great start. I res the pad.
Well, you've got your Drip Econ. You've got something. You will mandatorily draw. You've got an NAPD in hand, so if Hany happens to run your hand again, you're in trouble. Because you can certainly afford to... Oh, maybe... 2, 3, 7, 5... Well, you're in trouble anyway.
I think I've put the Architect down and I'm just taking money.
So what will Hany do here? He has a special order, it looks like. So it might be worthwhile for him to look for a Mimic, assuming he has one. Since he knows there's that Architect.
He's going to run it anyway.
He's going to give Gregor the chance to res and use that Architect.
It is his first click, though, so it's not like I can really put something out with the intent to score it.
No, but still. You get another piece of ice. You can save 2 credits by putting it on HQ or R&D.
This is true.
Install a Sand, maybe.
I'm going to put something on R&D.
Yeah, that's great. Saves you $2.
And
from your hand, or what you
I should have
done
done
the Jackson.
Which,
Yeah, that perhaps a misplay.
Probably a misplay. And he sees a pad off the top.
Well, we'll see what you installed. Maybe it was...
He's going to run the new one, which is a marked accounts. I don't know
certainly
why.
The Jackson.
Yeah, it seems like a bad play.
Okay, so you will draw your pad campaign.
And I imagine I'm just going to put down some money this turn. Fill back up those marked accounts. Oh!
You had breaking news the whole game.
On the table the whole time.
So Hany, if he'd been a little bit more adventurous, could have won.
And
so you're clawing your way back.
I think the better move there would have been to get the money, but at the same time, I can't just leave that on the table when it can win him the game.
Maybe you can. I mean, if he goes that many turns leaving it. But I guess on the other hand, as you res your pad campaigns and your marked accounts, it becomes more and more clear that, hey, maybe that thing's an agenda you've left there.
Well, probably he would start to assume it's either a Jackson or a Sansan.
Yeah.
In which case, he might want to trash it at some point.
And he shut down the
really
Architect
that
again.
Architect.
Yeah. Not
cool. And he's going to run there. It's a wraparound.
So that'll keep him out. So this is okay, actually. Your R&D is locked down a little bit better. I think you still have the NAPD in hand, because I can't imagine you put it in the garbage.
He's getting a little low on money now.
That's true.
So I get my $2. I assume I'm probably going to put money on that third marked.
So how do you begin to claw your way back from this kind of situation? You're looking at Hany, who has 1, 3, 4, 6 points to your 1, so he needs literally any agenda in the game. And he has 1.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a great place to be, but we'll see what happens. So I have installed, I put 3 on that marked,
yeah,
and I've got 1 click left to tap nervously. And it looks like
You will install.
So Hany's probably going to check both of those.
Yeah. So he checks the first, it's a pad campaign, he will leave it. Checks the second, it's a marked accounts.
Okay, so I've basically got all my money on the table, which is not bad.
That's true. So you will res one of those pad campaigns, take your marked accounts money. Probably put 3 money in your other marked accounts.
Yeah, I think it's just money up and try.
Maybe install that DBS in your hand.
So I'm going to res that, put 3 on it.
Yeah, so just click 1.
I'm going to put 3 on that.
Click 2. And finally,
probably the DBS.
Probably the DBS. See if you can install a piece of ice.
I am consistently surprising myself.
I wonder, well, A's a 5, Flanisher Gamble puts him at 9. All he needs to get into that server is a barrier breaker.
Yeah, and I know that I'm going to be making tons of money every turn, so I don't think I'm super concerned about money at this point.
So he accidentally installed that Cerberus Rex for code gates before realizing he has a code gate breaker already. Mm-hmm. So he snatched it back and put down a fairy instead.
And he's probably going to special order a corroder.
Yeah, so we will see. So here's his corroder. And he will install the corroder.
So he's all set up for next turn, but I've got a pile of money now.
It's true. So if you can get yourself maybe a San out, or you will just biotic.
Yep, and that's all my money, but I imagine that's an Astro.
Yeah.
And I am starting the train. So
back in the game.
I can't res any of that ice though, and so he's got at least 1 pull off the top 4&D right now.
That's true.
Which he will do, because that is the obvious choice.
Well, it's only 2 credits to get in.
Oh, it's
3 credits at the pop-up.
Why would I pay 3 to install a pop-up?
Well, if he's going to run at it a lot, and it could discourage him. Okay, he's a sweeps week, which is sad for him. Good for you. He's debating his options here. There's no point in installing that Logos at this point.
Yeah.
In his hand. Since, well, no, there is a little bit, actually. Because you still need at least 2 agendas to win.
Yep, but that could happen very quickly at this point.
That's true.
And I'm
so you take your bucket of money from your drip economy. So what will you do here? You still have a DBS in hand.
Which I feel like I should have installed before.
Okay, and there it goes. So DBS goes down.
I'm actually a little surprised he hasn't been running HQ more.
Yeah, he doesn't want to give you 2 credits every time.
Yeah, but at this point, I think the likelihood that it's starting to stack up.
That's true.
I mean, I guess.
And you do have the NAPD, as far as we know.
And I would love to know what I just tossed down there.
Okay, so he will siphon.
Yep. And it's giving me $2. I don't think I even care that much.
No. I think it's more he gets the money. Now he can afford to get into R&D if he needs to. He can afford to trash some of your assets.
But he's going to waste his whole turn dropping those tags anyway. So I'm not sure that was really...
Do you think he will, though?
Maybe.
At this point, I don't know if it's worth it. If he doesn't think you have Scorch or closed accounts.
And I didn't res that, so maybe it's not a daily business show. It might be a Jackson.
Or maybe you just forgot.
Maybe I just forgot. It has been a long day at this point.
So it looks like in hand you have another biotic.
So
hedge fund.
So pretty quick recovery from that account siphon.
Yeah. It hardly slows you down when you have 2 pad campaigns and 3 marked on the table.
Yeah, and that is a lot of remotes.
Almost out of the frame of the camera at this point. And you just take more credits, or you're...
No, I think I'm reloading.
Reloading marked accounts.
So he's going to run that new one. It is a Jackson. I'm not using it.
Very brave.
And he's going to run my hand, which I am loving, because I don't think I have any agendas at hand.
So you think... You probably toss at NAPD, if a Jackson's on the table.
Fast track.
Okay, so now And he's in a bit of... Oh no, the NAPD is still there. So in fact, and you can still win this if he runs. He can afford to do it one more time.
And it looks like just some ice.
Just some ice.
Ah, the swordsman that I put in for the max decks that didn't happen.
Yeah. I did the same thing. I was very sad. My Cresium grid and all those things that did no work at this tournament.
I still haven't rezzed what I can only assume is a daily business show.
That's true. But you have the fast track. But I guess without a San out, you don't really want to use the fast track yet.
What am I doing? So I've got a fast track and NAPD, and it looks like a bunch of junk.
Yeah.
I just
you
took
just took money.
$3. I don't
Clearly
know why
you need it.
Why would I take the $3 when I could reload that marked? I'm not really sure, but that's what I did.
So what's Hany going to do? Looks like he drew first click. Second click, bank job.
He's just gonna get some money.
Yeah. You can pick any remote except Jackson to be sure he'll get the 8 credits.
And I will use the Jackson to prevent him from getting the money. But, I mean, he can probably just do it again, so.
Yeah, there's nothing stopping him from just picking a different server.
So I'm going to pull back a hedge fund, a biotic, and a Jackson.
Yeah, so.
I don't think I really need the hedge fund at this point.
No. But it reduces the agenda density, and, like, I don't know, maybe ice would have been better, but he's not running your centrals anymore so much.
If he had another notoriety in that deck, I would be in trouble.
That's true. Now his Logos is out. So if he did, you could probably get it. I wonder if he does have another notoriety in that deck. Do you think it's only
I
the
think
one?
he was only running one. Because otherwise he probably would have just been drawing for that.
That's true.
And I'm going to keep installing on R&D, so clearly I am just waiting for agendas to happen.
Yeah. Well, once they do, you're in a good position.
Daily business shows.
Still not rezzed.
If that's what it is.
I think it is. I think we saw you install it. Maybe it isn't. Maybe it's a San.
And I'm just taking money. Which is crazy.
Oh no, you're
I'm
putting it
reloading.
on the... Okay. On the marked accounts. Okay, so Hany is taking his bank job money finally.
And
He draws and he legworks.
And I know that I don't have anything in hand. The reason I installed that over R&D was just because I'm waiting.
Yeah. Biotic and...
Or do I have the NAPD still in hand?
Let's see. I think you do, because you put back those 3 cards with the Jackson and none of them were NAPDs. So maybe Hany just got tremendously unlucky.
There is one face down still. I might have discarded it at some point.
So is that last card a Jackson?
Hopefully.
I still think it's a daily business show.
And he's running R&D. It's a toll booth. And I don't care about the money at this point.
No.
And
So I wonder if your NAPD is in archives and if Hany could have just won by running archives.
is he actually breaking it?
That's so much money with Passport. You'll res your Architect, which he will break with Fairy.
That is... I guess he just wants to end it, but
He sees another Architect.
that is a
hurts
lot
for
to
Hany.
pay. Because I think that might be the game right there.
So you get more money to add to your pile of money.
I don't think it really matters at this point.
No.
I know he's not getting back into R&D for a couple turns, so...
So you have time to... Well, you have the money for the biotics, so...
I just
And
don't have
how
the
many points
agenda.
are you on right now?
I have
5?
3 points. That's a Jackson behind it.
Oh, that's a Jackson behind, okay. Because you can certainly fast track an Astro and then Biotic to score it. That'll get you up to 5.
Now my problem during games is that I don't think I'm good enough at counting clicks to realize that that's a possible thing that I could do.
Well, you're also in no rush, right? Hany is now at no money.
And oh, actually, I remember what happened here. I thought it was a Jackson. I was about to use the Jackson and just realized that it was a daily business show. I actually remember that happening, and
So that could easily be an agenda you thought was safe, and in fact is not safe, sitting in archives.
yeah, actually, I think it is. I think I threw out the NAPD thinking that I had a Jackson on the table, and it's a daily business show. So now I'm feeling pretty scared.
And you could put ace on archives. You really don't want to signal, hey, I just made a big mistake.
It would be too obvious.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling like I've lost the game at this point. And he installs a daily casts.
Well, this will be interesting.
So I'm gonna res that daily business show finally.
It should have been raised a long time ago. It's been sitting there for 6 or 7 turns at least.
And I'm gonna see 2 cards. Do I get what I
San
want?
San.
San will do the trick. And I think that was another daily business
I think
show?
you took the daily business show instead. I think you just want to find the Astro.
Yeah, what am I gonna do with the
show.
San? I've got the token. I've got the biotic.
That's true.
So I install another business show and.
And
Sweeps
Sweeps
Week.
Week. Need more money.
I think I
That
was
is a
just.
disgusting amount of money.
I don't even want to try to count it.
This should just be like a mid-season stack. Obviously, you can just give them 1,000,000 tags, and psychographics your way to victory.
And he's gonna install another daily casts. He wants to build his money back up so he can get into R&D maybe one more time. I mean, my pile there is starting to look pretty thin.
That's true.
But
like the agenda density of what's left in R&D has to be substantial.
And I'm trying to split up tokens. So I take some money and I'm gonna draw 3 cards for my mandatory.
Yeah.
And hopefully one of them will be an agenda that I can do something with.
Ideally an Astro. I think I saw an Astro.
It looked like a pretty quick choice, so
Yeah.
I'm guessing I probably got it.
So you will install.
Draws me a card. And use the Astro token. So now
Hany has to win this turn, or he just does not win.
basically.
You might want a stim hack. If I were him, I'd strongly consider a stim hack.
But I mean, he's only seeing 1 card. I guess you just gotta go for it at some point. So,
Of course, he could also just run archives, but he does not know that. Well, maybe it's not an NAPD in there. We can hope.
I'm pretty sure it is, because,
It's not in your hand. Okay, so Hany takes his... Oh, and he sneak doors.
wow.
Oh.
But why, he's doing that to save me from getting $2. Why wouldn't he just run straight?
I don't know. Well, it also costs him 2 every time, so we'll see Biotic.
Yeah, I guess it's to save him money.
Click 3. You'll see Biotic again.
He's not happy about
Click
that.
4 is going to do it again.
I think he's gotta. Oh, maybe that was click 4.
Okay, so now certainly, either you'll see it here or you'll fast track it. There's no way,
Yeah, there's a Beal, so that's game. Don't even need to use the biotic, although I think I may, just for a little bit of added flair.
Yeah.
I do.
Just so you can win by a lot.
I double
Biotic and an Astro token. So install, advance,
I just
advance, Astro, so 5. So there's your 3-point deal.
I just wanted to show off with all my money.
So let's... Yeah, so here you're tapping the daily business show. Do you...
Oh, I think I'm showing him the
and there's the NAPD.
in the trash, yep.
Poor Hany. There was the breaking news sitting there for like 8 turns at the start.
Brutal.
It's NAPD. That's a game.
That is a game.
You came back from a big deficit there.
I think that's probably my craziest comeback in this tournament. I definitely should have lost that game for a number of reasons.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us. I think we have one or two more games remaining from this tournament. I don't know how to sign off. Goodbye.